All right, the last section in this unit is going to be talking about the surface area and volume of spheres. So you should be familiar with a sphere. We live on one. The planet Earth is a sphere. It's a three-dimensional object. It's not flat. And it basically is if you took a circle and just spun it around a whole bunch of times. That is a sphere. So for the surface area, one way I like to think about it is that it's the area of a circle, so pi r squared, but you may have heard the expression the four corners of the Earth. So the surface area for a sphere is 4 pi r squared. And then for the volume, well, we're going to have the 4, the pi, and the r, but this 4 we're going to divide by 3, and instead of it being r squared, it's going to be r cubed. So we get 4/3 pi r cubed. So they're pretty similar there. And sometimes people might get them confused, but just remember area is always squared and volume is always cubed. So if we look at this, we have, this is the diameter, so the radius must be 7. So if we're finding the surface area, it's 4 pi times 7 squared. So we get 7 squared, which is 49, times 4, which is 196 meters squared. For number 2, we have the radius is equal to 1, so this is 4 pi times 1 squared, so that's just simply 4 pi miles squared. For volume, here we can see that the diameter is 7.4, so the radius is going to be half of that, so the radius is 3.7. So we have the volume is 4/3 pi times 3.7 cubed. So 3.7 cubed is going to be 50.653. So if we multiply that by 4/3, we're going to get a really weird, long, crazy number. So 65.537 pi, which at this point I'm just going to multiply that by pi, just make the whole thing a decimal. So we're going to have 212.17 kilometers cubed. And then here we have 4/3 times pi times 11 cubed. So this is going to be a little bit nicer. We have 4/3 times 121 pi, right? Oh, sorry, no, I did 11 squared. Yeah. 11 cubed. 11 cubed is going to be 1331. And unfortunately, that's not divisible by 3. So we're just going to have 1331 times 4. So we're going to have 5,324 pi divided by 3, which, if we just want to make this a decimal just like we did before, this is about equal to 5575.28, whoops, not pi, I'm just multiplied by pi, inches cubed, and that's it. So, one thing people will ask about, this is really my personal preference. Different teachers may be different. This is the way I was just always taught, and even in college learned, that if we're going to have a decimal with an irrational number, we may as well just keep the whole thing as a decimal and get an approximation. But if we have, oh, this should be pi. Good thing, that's why you check your answers. But if we have an integer value, that's 196 pi meters squared. If we have an integer value like 196 or 4, with the irrational number such as pi, we're just going to leave that combination. We're not going to make that a decimal because this is exact. This is an approximation. So make sure you know the different formulas and are comfortable with finding surface area and volume of spheres.